Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome to another volleyball night here at the Roundhouse. South Tama taking on Vinton-Shellsburg this evening in WaMaC Conference action. We are about 15 minutes or so away from first serve here in the varsity match between the Trojans and the Vikings. Glad you're with us here tonight. We've got varsity action coming your way shortly. I'm Darvin Graham. I'll be your host this evening. I'm joined by the incomparable Anita Townsley. Anita, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Thanks, Darvin.
Yeah, it's good to be with you.
Yeah.
Good to be back in the Roundhouse and get some more volleyball action underway here. It was a busy week last week for the Trojans. They had a duel against Grinnell, another one here at home against AGWSR. You were with me for that one.
Yes.
And then they were right back here again on Saturday for their home tournament. They had 4 matches, I believe, in the kind of total of the day. They won 2 and they lost 2 on Saturday. They got their first 2 matches in pool play against East Marshall and Perry. They swept those 0-2 and then lost in extras to Lisbon. They took a set off of Lisbon, who were coming in, I believe, 15-4 if memory serves correctly. And they got a set off them, but the Lions came back and ended up taking the game in 3 sets. And then they made it as the runner-up from their pool into the championship bracket, but lost to the eventual tournament champion, 9th-ranked Mid-Prairie. They're a 3A team over in Eastern Iowa, came over,
yeah.
and they got the win against Lisbon. That was the championship match there at the end of the day. We didn't have that one live here, but Mid-Prairie ended up going on to get the win. And South Tama, it shouldn't go without saying, they took Mid-Prairie in that last set to well past 21 points. I think it was 26-24 was the final in that one. And really a hard-fought set to try and get back into it and force a third kind of sudden death set there, but didn't quite happen for the Trojans. And so that kind of brings us here to tonight. South Tama taking on Vinton-Shellsburg. The Vikings coming in with a 12-19 record. Overall, they had a few losses recently. They were in a tournament on Saturday. I'm going to quickly get to their schedule here. They were in a tournament at West Delaware. So they took let's see here. They took 2 wins. Hold on. Nope, that was their tournament before. So they were at, it looks like, Denver-Tripoli. And they took losses to Denver, Beckman Catholic, Sumner-Fredericksburg, and Tripoli.
So they had
last week, and they had kind of a rough outing. I don't know if they missed some players or their scores were pretty down. I mean, they were getting beat 21-7, 21-15, 21-8, some of these set scores from this is Vinton-Shellsburg on Saturday.
Sure.
So curious to see, maybe they were missing somebody or just something wasn't quite right for the Vikings, but at any rate. Tell us a little bit about the South Tama Elementary. We haven't had you on for a few days here. I know it's homecoming week, a busy week, and a fun week for the kids all around the district. And tell us a little bit about what's going on at STC Elementary.
Thanks, Darvin. Yes, Monday we didn't have school for the students, but the staff, we had trainings. And so it was good to get the kids back into the building today. And today was Pajama Day.
Nice.
And lots of kids participated, and many staff members, too. It's always a fun day for Pajama Day. Tomorrow is actually Crazy Sock Day, and I heard them in the hallways going, I'm going to wear this kind of sock, or, different. Thursday is actually Mix Match Day. It is my favorite day. I love just putting on anything that doesn't match. And sometimes sometimes the kids will say, oh, I like your outfit, Mrs. Townsley. So it's just a lot of fun.
Get some ideas, maybe.
Yes. Right? And then Friday is going to be Spirit Day. We'll wear our South Tama colors. The parade's Thursday night down in Tama, and the elementary does have a group of people that we're going to walk and throw candy and cheer on the Trojans. So
all kinds of activities going on this week, kind of for the kids, for the community, and then the game on Friday night. What's different this year is that the coronation ceremony for the high schoolers is going to take place during the football game, so it'll be between the Frosh and the varsity game this year. And in several years prior, it had been its own separate ceremony after the parade on Thursday. That's now moving to Friday. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of enhances the football event on Friday, and hopefully maybe brings a little better turnout, or just kind of a different vibe to the Friday night experience.
Yeah,
so.
Really, it takes me back to the I'm going to really date myself here, but back to the 1960s when we used to crown the homecoming queen.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school at North Mahaska, they'd do that during the halftime. And then actually in 1972, we went to coronation on Thursday night, and it's still going that way at North Mahaska.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
So make sure to get out and get to the parade on Thursday at 6 o'clock. That'll be the same route that gets run for the Lincoln Highway Days parade. Take a left onto 3rd. So downtown Tama is where you can find the parade on Thursday. Regular game time hours are set for Friday. So Varsity is set to start at 7:30. The coronation ceremony should happen before that. I would say, just given how the last few weeks have gone, I would say around 7 p.m. maybe would be about when that coronation might start, just depending on how long that Frosh game goes. But that'll be on Friday night. So plenty of things to get plugged in with here. And I'd like to see a clock here. So we got about 3.5 minutes until we are to get to first serve here. So let's talk a little bit about, let's see here. Actually, we're going to take a break. I'm going to go grab our starters, and then we're going to give you your starting lineups here tonight for South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg. So thanks for being with us. Don't go anywhere. We got varsity volleyball coming your way in just a moment.
Within your soul, you know it's all in your head. Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices telling us we can't. High, high, higher than the past. We can make it, we can take it easy. Is this reality? We choose what we see. Close your eyes. Is it just you who's too proud to let go? All your enemies you keep trying to hide. They don't exist outside of your mind. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices telling us we can't. High, high, higher than the past.
Welcome back live to the STC Roundhouse in Tama, Iowa. We're about a couple minutes away from first serve of this varsity matchup between South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg. Here are your starters for tonight's matchup. First, the non-starters. For the visitors, the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings. Non-starters for the Vikings, number 4, junior Josie Coots. Number 5, junior Molly Zierli. Number 8, senior Tess Erickson. Number 20, junior Sadie Burke. And number 21, freshman Adelie Klein. Starters for the Vikings. Senior libero, number 2, Julia Johnson. Johnson, one of the Diggs leaders, I believe runner-up in Diggs overall number in the state of Iowa. I think my count said Vinton-Shellsburg has played the second most total sets of volleyball in the state of Iowa to this point in the season. They played 78 sets of volleyball.
Wow.
So they've been busy. South Tama,
have.
for reference, has played 64 total sets throughout their regular season, and they're kind of in the all-class ranking or kind of list around 30 to 40 in there somewhere.
Wow.
Then it's number 6, senior outside hitter Ashlyn Murray. Number 7, the setter, senior Sydney Walton. Number 12, senior middle hitter Peyton Clemenson. She stands 5'10". Then it's number 13, senior outside hitter Kenna Kurth. Sophomore, number 15, Allie Erickson. She's a defensive specialist. Number 17, rounding out the starters for the Vikings, junior middle hitter Addie Shavala. The Vikings are coached by Devin Kearns, Shelly Patterson, Marissa Heath, and Carly Meyer. And now your non-starters for the South Tama Trojans. First, number 1, senior middle hitter Kaylee Keene. Number 6, senior defensive specialist Zoe Smolik. Number 9, senior defensive specialist Ashley Finch. Number 10, junior defensive specialist Kaylee Brown. Number 11, sophomore setter Vanessa Veit. Number 14, senior DS Millie Mathis Henley. And number 21, Maddie Paxton, outside hitter. The starters for your STC Trojans. Up front tonight's going to be number 2, 5'11" freshman outside hitter Paisley Bro. And then at a middle hitter position, South Tama is going to move Jeanette Cervantes. She's a 5'9". She'll be a middle hitter tonight, taking the place of Kaylee Keene. And Cervantes, a junior. She's in the middle tonight, along with number 8, junior, 5'10" junior Macy Welsh. And rounding out the lineup for the Trojans, number 12, number 12, libero, senior and captain Natalie Meek. Also, I think I missed there, Gloria Mullen, outside hitter. Trojans are coached by Sam Cantonwine, Ashley Rowley, Emily Chima, and Amy Dolash. We're going to take a break while we have the national anthem here live at the Roundhouse. We'll be back with the start of the first set between South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg. Thanks for being with us.
Time for the misfits. Through the doors open on the highway, I promise you don't want to miss this. I'm brushing the dust off, took the high road for the trust fall, and I'm feeling unlimited. Starting up finishing. Yeah, how can I stop? I'm feeling unlimited. Yeah, they don't know what they dealing with. Feeling infinite, man, I'm too unlimited. I'm too unlimited. I am unlimited. Yeah. I'm feeling unlimited. Starting out finishing. Yeah, how can I stop? I'm feeling unlimited. Yeah,
Welcome back live to the Roundhouse. South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg ready to get their match underway here. Set one between the Trojans and the Vikings. Again, starters for the Trojans tonight. Paisley Bro, Gloria Mullen, Macy Welsh, and Jeanette Cervantes up in the middle. In the back, Mary Kate Frakes, Skyla Beck, and the libero for the Trojans, Natalie Meek. I believe if numbers in our roster are to be believed, the Vikings are without one of their captains tonight. They're without Tess Erickson. She's number 8. I don't see her on the court. I do see a player dressed in street clothes. I would wager that might be her. So that might go a little ways to explain some of the troubles they had last Saturday over in Denver.
Sure.
We'll see how they look here tonight. So Peyton Clemenson is going to rotate out first to bring in the libero, Julia Johnson, one of the Diggs leaders in the state of Iowa. And, of course, a lot of these girls off of that very successful Vinton-Shellsburg basketball team last year. That team, if I remember right, made it all the way into the state tournament.
Yes, they did.
Really, I think South Tama, we played them 3 times, I want to say, maybe. We got them in the playoffs after playing them twice in the regular season for the WaMaC Conference schedule. And, boy, they were talented.
They were tough.
Front to back.
Yes.
And a lot of the same girls here, a lot of the same names I'm seeing working for their volleyball team tonight. So
And I love seeing that when kids are participating in multiple sports.
Absolutely.
And I just, everything I read and see, it's just a way to spend your high school days if you can.
No doubt. South Tama, I think we're waiting here. The officials are, I don't know what they're doing. We've got,
Well, it looks like they're looking at something on the floor.
right.
But I'm not sure. They're laughing, as you can see, but oh, well, Chelsea Aarons is coming out onto the court, so
There might be, I wonder if it's there,
Oh.
that plate might be sticking up. So there's a place where the standard would go, and they want to make sure
Yes.
nobody's going to trip on that. So that's what's getting looked at here.
Exactly.
A little brief
Just a little brief delay.
delay before we
Well,
get things going
Yeah,
here.
while we're waiting, the volleyball team did come to the elementary
nice.
today.
Yeah.
And they was kind of a little surprise visit to us, but they had an opportunity to read to some of our kids for a little brief moment. And, you know, the kids, my elementary students love having the high school kids come. And they sat right down and started reading to the kids. They did some high fives after school let out, and it's a really good partnership. So
That's excellent.
yeah,
Great
thanks
to
to
hear.
Chelsea Aarons for arranging that, and they came down in their pink shirts, and you
Nice.
know, it was nice.
Yeah, good way to kind of build the excitement for those kids, as
Yep.
well as getting the elementary kids something fun to be a part of, and get to see those kids sort of on and off throughout their elementary career. They're kind of a part of things. Some of them are family members
Yes,
or neighbors maybe, and
right.
it's great to see those connections being made.
Yes.
Again, for the Vikings tonight, starters while we're waiting here, it's going to be Julia Johnson, the libero, Ashlyn Murray, Sydney Walton, Peyton and Clemenson, Kenna Kurth, Allie Erickson, and Addie Shavala. And now we're ready to go. It's going to be Mary Kate Frakes back there to serve, and we're off and running. Mary Kate Frakes serves to Johnson. Here's a shot from Murray in the corner. Welsh keeps it alive. Big swing there by Paisley Bro, and it goes down for a kill.
So there's Bro's first kill of the evening.
Starting things out well.
She sure is.
Here's Frakes again to serve. Trojans leading by 1.
Ooh.
That'll be an ace. Goes right at the shoulders
Ooh, that got her.
of Kenna Kurth there in the back row. And
Yeah. Just hit her in a bad spot for sure.
going right back to the same spot. And Frakes hits pay dirt again. It's 2 aces in a row. This time she went for Allie Erickson in the back there. And just kind of pulling up their roster here. Breaks this time at the middle, dug out by Johnson. And it'll be a kill by Murray to stop the run here by South Tama. They lead 3-1 now. And so Allie Erickson, the sophomore, has only started 16 matches so far. So I wonder if she would be the sub in tonight for Tess Erickson. Could be. Skylar Beck kind of keeping the ball alive there on the South Tama side, but it will go down for a point for Vinton-Shellsburg. It's a double hit against the Trojans. 3-2 ball game here. Julia Johnson serving. Low serve. It goes out of bounds. Point South Tama. Millie Mathis-Henley there on the defense. And now Ashley Finch will come on for the Trojans. Rotating in for Paisley Bro.
Nice student section again tonight.
Absolutely. Love to hear we had Caden Tim on the broadcast last Friday night at Williamsburg. I asked him what his favorite dress-up night was for these student section games. And he said, I love to hear his answer. It was the color nights. And he said because that means everybody can participate. Everybody's got a white shirt or a black shirt at home.
Yep.
Might be able to find something pink at home.
I heard that too.
Very thoughtful answer there by Caden. Murray keeping it alive for Vinton-Shellsburg. Kurth throws it over into the middle. Diving
nice
save by Mathis-Henley.
Yeah, way to go.
Murray into the double block, and she gets one to go in the middle. Tied up at 4.
It's our first tie for the evening. Ooh. That was an ace serve. Nice and low and
it's going to be Sydney Walton serving here. Big swing there by Welsh, and Welsh with the kill on the right side. Tying it back up at 5. Cervantes rotating in for Natalie Meek. And Macy Welsh serving for the Trojans, right up the middle. Good block action there by Beck and Cervantes. Gloria Mullen firing into the middle, received by Vinton-Shellsburg. Murray attacking. The response from South Tama. Long and out of bounds. The shot goes by Mullen. Close first set here. Trojans would love to be able to kind of put at least two WaMaC wins on their resume heading into the postseason.
oh, that would be great. Yes. Ooh.
Long shot there up the middle by number 12, Peyton Clemenson. It's long and out of bounds. Serve by Skyla Beck. Return gets dropped in the middle for a point for the Vikings. And a serve by Clemenson. Mullen into the middle. All right, so no. So we do have Tess Erickson tonight. So she's not the one on the bench. She just didn't get the start here. So we do have a number 8.
Oh, I see that now, yes. Huh.
At any rate, maybe they just kind of go with different looks with the two.
Try to get the right recipe.
Yeah, absolutely. Chavala sending it over to the South Tama side. Frakes with a one-hander. Dug out by Johnson. Chavala free balls it over to the South Tama side. Returned by Beck. Here comes a swing by Erickson, a little off speed. Good block work there by Frakes and Cervantes. And a dump over by Sydney Walton closes down the run.
I thought on paper these might be some good matches, so.
The return by Frakes was ricocheted back to the South Tama side. They send it back over now. Big swing straight into the hands of Jeanette Cervantes. Erickson on the back line, and she drops one in.
That one was close.
It was, yeah. We've got a couple new new line judges here tonight.
We do.
I don't recognize these ladies.
The lady right here is a kindergarten teacher, Bailey
Okay.
Barnes.
Very good.
Yes. Not sure who the other one is. I can't tell across court.
Yeah. Coming out of the game, Tess Erickson rotating in for Allie Erickson. Erickson serve up the middle, received by Bro. She's going to fire off of a fake out by Welsh, picked up by Vinton-Shellsburg. Murray right at the net, sent it back over, picked up by Meek. Murray again against the block, finding the corner, and she does.
She did find that corner.
Just went right over the top of Meek there, and nobody was really homing that far into the court. And they lead now by 2. Vinton-Shellsburg 10-8 up against South Tama. Erickson serving up the middle. Free ball from Meek, and Paisley Bro shoots into the net.
Just a little misfire there. She has been getting those, so.
Every point is important, but you have to not let each point take you too far off course.
Right.
Kind of emotion-wise and focus-wise. There's a good block there in the near corner here between Chavala and Walton. They send a return down to the court and get a point for the Vikings. Oh, excuse me, that was a South Tama point.
It was.
Mary-Kate Frakes serving. Murray. Their offense is really running through her in that far right corner.
Yes, it is.
So far in this first set.
Yeah, she's got that. She can really put that one down.
Only standing 5'7", so not not the longest, tallest hitter, but she's got good vertical, pretty athletic there, and seems comfortable with that kind of big swing off of a set. Johnson setting it up to serve. Bro into the back line, picked up by Kurth. Walton sends it over. Here's Paisley Bro into the double block, returned. Free balls it over to the Vinton-Shellsburg side.
And there she
Johnson
goes again.
behind her back, and Murray with the swing. Mullen up the middle. Received by Johnson. Good diving save there by Gloria Mullen. But that time it was Ashlyn Murray getting 2 South Tama defenders kind of going different directions. They didn't really collide, but they kind of fell down in opposite directions, and the point goes to the Vikings.
Yes. This is.
Johnson goes right at Mathis Henley, and her return maybe wanted to go a little higher than it went long, and it goes out of bounds. I want to say the largest lead of the set so far.
It is, Darvin, 9-14.
And another ace by Johnson. Kind of got Mullen sleeping a little bit and dropped one in. Johnson again, low serve up the middle. Tossed over by Beck. Into the net goes Peyton Clemenson, and that'll be a kill error, giving South Tama the serve back. Ashley Finch serving for the Trojans. They trail by 5.
Wow. She's got a nice hit there.
Yeah. And we really haven't seen, it's been a lot of power swings. We haven't seen a lot of off-speed stuff. We haven't seen.
No, just from that corner,
Yep.
she just nails it down.
Now it's Sydney Walton serving for the Vikings. Beck to Mullen. Free balls it over to the Vinton side. This time it's Kurth going cross court, and she gets one to land. So Vinton-Shellsburg widening their lead here, and Ashley Rowie is going to take a timeout and talk things over with the Trojans. We'll see how South Tama can respond here. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. They include the Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark Weston Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. All of our Trojan Country broadcasts also made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial. Student section getting after it a little bit. Takaya Rosenberger and Caden Tim doing some cheerleading out front.
Trying to get the spirit back into the
I know
court.
I've heard multiple players when I've interviewed the South Tama seniors this year talk about the energy they get from that student section, and so far they've been a little quiet tonight. There's a service error that will give the ball back to South Tama. Macy Welsh serving for the Trojans. Will tip over by Clemenson. Skyla Beck sending it over. There she goes again. Murray right at Welsh. It rattles around. Finch has to dive to save it. It hit one of the lights up high in the rafters, and it kind of stays live. Finch had to try and track it off of the light ballast there, and it just kind of got away from the Trojans. 18-11. Murray serving. Big swing there by Jeanette Cervantes.
That was a nice hit by Cervantes. That we
Strong
needed
work
that.
in the middle. Skyla Beck running back to serve for STC. Here's Tess Erickson
That was
this
a
time
nice
in the
block.
right corner. That was Frakes and Cervantes in that corner defending Erickson. Free balled over by Clemenson in the middle. Beck setting up Mullen, tipping it over. Now Johnson to Erickson. Little tip by Cervantes to kind of
Ooh.
stop the action.
That knocked her down. Wow.
Johnson got knocked to the floor, but the Vikings were able to hang on, and they returned it over to the South Tama side, and it just found an open patch of court.
They did, yes.
7-point lead now for Vinton-Shellsburg as they near 20. Peyton Clemenson, the senior, serving. Frakes receives it. Mullen shoots it.
That was a nice shot.
Murray defends well. Shavala free balls it over to the South Tama side.
Oh,
And the front line, that was Shavala kind of going over top of the South Tama defense.
just kind of miscommunication between.
I think it was Meek there that kind of dove, thought it was going harder over the top of her head, so she dove out of the way, and nobody was there behind
Right.
her. Cervantes again. She's had a little success here in that middle spot.
She has. That's her second kill for the evening.
Finch will rotate out for Paisley Bro. Trojans trail by 7. And they are serving now with Gloria Mullen lining up. It's going to be the last home game for all these seniors here tonight. So that's maybe encouraging a little better turnout or a little different type of turnout for the South Tama crowd.
We're clawing back in a little bit, Darvin.
Yeah,
We were down by 8.
And now 6. Here's Mullen going to that corner. Shavala,
There we go.
kill air into the net. South Tama gets the point. And it's a 5-point lead for Vinton-Shellsburg. Right up the line. Picked up by Murray. Kurth, cross court, picked up by Frakes. And Bro, I think, thought it was going over, and it didn't. It just dropped straight in front of the net. Vikings get the serve and the point, 21-15. Kenna Kurth serving now for Vinton-Shellsburg. Beck to Bro. She swings hard into the back line. Murray picks it up. Now Erickson. Her attack is picked up by Gloria Mullen. Addie Shavala into the double block. It goes down for a point. Credit South Tama. That was Paisley Bro and Jeanette Cervantes in the middle. Working in tandem. Cervantes serving now for South Tama. Breaks, a little off speed to the left, and she finds an opening and gets the point.
So 4 points. We've come back from 8, so.
Jeanette Cervantes, second serve now from the left corner. Low serve picked up by Johnson. Murray just kind of heaves it over. Breaks from the corner. And she is unable to track down the sideline, and it gets hit out of bounds. 22-17. The window narrowing here for South Tama as they're playing their first set, best of 5. Here's Allie Erickson serving now.
Oh.
And the return just didn't have much gas on it. Erickson's serve was right in the middle. Mullen had to kind of scoot low to pop it up, and it didn't come up with much force. And so the front corner blocker for Vinton-Shellsburg was able to just kind of dunk it over the net. And now 23-17, we have a timeout.
Well, Trojans need to rally right now, Darvin.
Yeah, absolutely. Do or die time here. And that first set is so critical
for
these
really
best of five games.
Really sets the tone.
Allie Erickson serving now. Vikings lead 23-17. And there's
nice.
Macy Welsh going up the middle. Now Frakes serving from the right corner. Trojans a very slim margin of error. Murray attacking in that right side again.
They were able to return that.
Bro from the left corner. Murray one-hands it over to the South Tama side. Diving save by Meek. Here's Welsh. Her attack is picked up well by Johnson. Tip over by Shavala. Mullen hard into the back line, a little too hard, and it goes out of bounds. Set point. Julia Johnson serve. Little dunk over by Clemenson is dug out by Meek. Mathis Henley. Good work there from the back line. And miscommunication will be the end of the first set. South Tama a little out of sorts here as Vinton-Shellsburg wins the first one, 25-18. We'll be back after a short break with set number 2 here live from the Roundhouse. Welcome back live from the Roundhouse. South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg in action here this evening. It's the start of set number 2. Trojans dropped their first set 25-18. Really, the takeaways, I saw some really solid play from Ashlyn Murray. She's their kills leader. She had 200 kills coming into today's matchup. And you can see why. She's very, very confident with her attacking in that what is the right corner to us. It's the left side to them, but
Yeah.
not a. Oh, go
yeah.
ahead, Anita.
Well, you know, we were close. We were tied at 8-8, and then Vinton-Shellsburg just really took off, and they got up by 8. So, see if we can come back on this second set.
It's going to be first point going to Vinton-Shellsburg. Johnson serving. The return by South Tama goes long and out of bounds. And here's Johnson's second serve, straight up the middle. Welsh.
Whoa, but that was a kill,
Fastball right
Darvin.
down the middle, and that got the student section on their feet.
That was a beauty.
Here's Mary Kate Frakes now, serving first for STC. Clemenson over the block. Meek setting it up for Bro. She goes sideways, picked up by Murray. Murray's going to swing again. This time, she tips it over. Beck, the setter. Good court awareness there by Macy Welsh.
That was. She'd gotten up too far, and Macy realized it and just dumped it in behind her.
Went right to the side.
Yes.
Found an opening. Frakes down the line. Dug out by Kurth. Here's Clemenson against the block. Nobody home in the donut, and Skyla Beck tried to dive in. It was just a little too late. Tied up at 2-all. Sydney Walton stepping back to serve for Vinton-Shellsburg as Millie Mathis-Henley checks in for the Trojans. She'll go to the back line for Frakes. Murray kind of jousting at the net with Beck. Paisley Bro gets one to drop, rattling it around in the left side. Kind of pinballed that one around. Finch serving up the middle. Kenna Kurth, a little off speed, picked up by Mathis-Henley. She free balls it over to the south to the Vinton-Shellsburg side. Light tip over by Kurth, and now Mullen. Hard swing over the block, and she gets a kill to go. 2-point lead now for South Tama early in the second set.
Yeah, it's nice to get that lead, and if we can just maintain it.
Here's Finch serving again for South Tama. Tracks it right up the sideline. Kurth returning to Finch. Beck setting up Mullen. Into the back line. Erickson picks it up. One-hander by Johnson. Mathis-Henley to Beck, and now Mullen looking for that corner. Just a little too far to the left, and it goes out of bounds. Ashlyn Murray trots back to serve for Vinton-Shellsburg. Goes diagonal to Finch. Another strong-looking attack there in the left corner by Gloria Mullen. Went right between the two defenders on the double block and put one down for a kill. Macy Welsh serving now.
Oh, nice
And it'll be
job.
an ace for Welsh as she just dumps it right kind of in the, I don't know what you'd call that. It's kind of the middle of the court, but also along the sideline. And Vinton-Shellsburg kind of has their front line loaded to the right side. And again, Welsh getting another ace here. Went right to Clemenson in the back line there. And now the Vikings are going to rotate around and put Clemenson back in that front corner. Johnson returning the serve. Erickson sending it to Welsh. And Mullen again, the kill from the left corner.
That was a nice hit. Just caught the corner there.
And a timeout called by Vinton-Shellsburg. They trail by 5. Broadcast reminder, we're going to have South Tama football this Friday, of course, live from the Trojan Field. South Tama taking on Grinnell. Usual start time set for Friday night. Pre-game to start at 6:30. And kickoff for the varsity game at 7:30. We'll have some special homecoming pieces during the pregame show, interviews and such. So a lot to tune in for, a lot to celebrate this week on homecoming week. Out of the timeout now, here's Macy Welsh. Trojans with a 5-point lead, kind of exploiting the formation of Vinton-Shellsburg a little bit. Cervantes working against Clemenson. She returns the attack from Cervantes, and now a block on the right corner. Cervantes and Beck going up and shutting down the attack and gets a block point.
Yes, South Tama's looking a lot better this second set.
Macy Welsh serving again. 6-point lead for South Tama. Big swing there by Clemenson, and a couple Trojans diving to the ground to try and save it, but it finds its way down for a point, and that will stop the run from South Tama. 5-point lead now. Trojans cannot let up at this point, though. 5 points is nowhere near enough, as there's an ace. No, not an ace. It was too long. Back to a 6-point lead. Skyla Beck serving. Picked up by Kenna Kurth. Beck, a little two-handed shove over. Diving save there by Murray. That was a really athletic play. Mullen again threads the needle. South Tama's attackers are doing a nice job of locating their shots here in this second set.
They are.
A little more accuracy we're seeing.
Much better play this second set. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah. Sometimes it's just getting warmed up, I think.
hey, that could be.
Here's Addie Chavala against the double block. Good defense there by Frakes and Cervantes. And a whistle. It'll be a net violation. Too many touches called against Vinton-Shellsburg. That'll give it to South Tama. And they lead nicely here, 12-4. Beck setting up Mullen again from the left corner. And Mullen is doing exactly kind of what we saw Murray do in that first set. She's been just rock solid from this near left corner and been able to get several kills to drop so far. Now Frakes attacking from the right side. It goes long and out of bounds. Kenna Kurth, number 13, serving for the Vikings. Mullen, opposite side this time. Drops it in the corner again. (14-5). Mullen serving now for STC. An ace for Gloria Mullen. I can't tell if they've changed, if Vinton-Shellsburg has changed their kind of defense a little bit.
Well, they certainly aren't playing like they did the first.
No, there is something that South Tama is exploiting here, and we're going right to that what is our left side.
Right.
And it's
been
It's
difficult for Vinton-Shellsburg. I don't quite understand why, but and there's a timeout now. Vinton-Shellsburg is going to talk it over, and South Tama just got to stay focused, keep the foot on the gas pedal here.
well, Vinton-Shellsburg is definitely not getting those hits that they got
No.
the first.
We will also have a live broadcast going for the homecoming parade on Thursday at 6 o'clock in downtown Tama. That will only be live on our Facebook. So we're not going to have both the Facebook and the YouTube going that night. It's just going to be Facebook. Find us over there at STC Trojan Country. If you're not following us already, give us a follow and help us out. That'd be great. And we'll have live parade coverage for you. If you can't make it out to the parade, be part of the action with us here on Trojan Country. Coming out of this timeout, South Tama leading 16-5. But a very different second set here for South Tama. A service error for Mullen, though, will kind of stop the momentum a little bit.
Well, we've got a nice lead, so.
Right.
I mean,
Sophomore Allie Erickson goes back to serve for Vinton-Shellsburg. Love to see this. Love to see us get this margin to the 20-point mark.
That's true.
That's kind of where I want to be. And there's a kill error by Frake. So a couple quick miscues from South Tama, and Vinton-Shellsburg has a little opportunity here to kind of punch some points back on the board. Erickson serving again. Bro to Beck. She tips it over. Murray just kind of lightly free balls it to the South Tama side. Now Bro attacking, and her shot is too long. Three straight points for the Vikings coming off of a couple errors and a missed kill. Erickson serve.
Oh, that's a nice save.
Almost went down. Good save there by Natalie Meek. Had to run behind her back, put it high in the air. Frakes returned it. Now here's Bro against the double block and the kill.
Nice job.
Really good sequence for South Tama there as the defense keeps the point alive. And Paisley Bro kind of finishes off with the kill. Jeanette Cervantes serving. Big swing there by Murray in the far right corner, and it goes out of bounds. 10-point lead now for South Tama. Jeanette Cervantes serving once again. Murray elevates high, sends it to the back line. Macy Welsh attacks. Frakes comes diving in. And it's going to be called a carry against South Tama. Mullen going over to talk to Deidre Moore, the stand official. It will remain Vinton-Shellsburg point. And Julia Johnson goes back to serve. She's one of the captains, senior libero. And she comes away with an ace. Johnson again, straight down the middle. Dunk over by Murray. And just like that,
Yeah, just like that, they're back.
7-point lead here for South Tama. They got some breathing room yet,
They do.
but again, plenty of time, plenty of opportunity for Vinton-Shellsburg to creep back in here. And boy, the momentum really takes a right turn if they come back and win this second set, having to go into the third. Down 2 after just dropping a 10-point lead. Murray attacking again off of South Tama, and it goes out of bounds, so now a 6-point lead. Trojans hanging on for dear life here, just trying to find something to kind of stop the action, get the ball back over to the South Tama service line, but Vikings have a senior captain serving now. up the middle. Johnson serve. Cervantes right to Clemenson. She returns it. Now Bro over the top, and it touches the little antenna. That'll be a violation, and now South Tama takes the timeout.
Yeah, so we were up by 11, 16-5.
Wow.
And so we've kind of
Let Vinton-Shellsburg right back into this
we
one.
let him back in, yeah. I'm not sure how. I mean, I'm watching it. Just
yeah, it's one thing to kind of be at the spectator perspective, but coaches kind of have a better sense of how their team is reacting, maybe. And quick timeout there, though, from Coach Rowie. Just want to kind of give the Trojans a pause. And here's Johnson again. She's been on a little bit of a run here. Tough serve. It rolls out of bounds, and so the service error for Johnson gives South Tama
that was a big help.
a little breather. 19-13 the score now, and here's Mary Kate Frakes.
Oh,
I think
ouch.
Frakes kind of got the serve goes into the net. I think she heard the whistle and thought maybe it was the official calling off, like saying to stop play, because she kind of hiccuped there. She was getting ready to swing and goes into the net. Now it's Sydney Walton serving. Here's Macy Welsh returning hard into the back line. Murray crossing it up to Meek. Now Bro goes right at Johnson. Vikings out of system. Johnson corrals it, brings it back over. Beck for Welsh. And a point goes down. Clemenson and Murray were on the double block there and patrolling really well.
So I think they just didn't communicate very well right there.
No, yep. Walton dropping one in again. Beck, little shove over. Clemenson up the middle. Mullen dives in. Welsh with the swing. Now Bro. Out of bounds.
Wow. South Tama needs to
Been
get
a big
points.
run here from Vinton-Shellsburg. They've had several points. I think South Tama's had one. Almost like a 10-1 run. Good save there by Bro, diving to the floor. Kurth to Mathis Henley.
Wow.
It's a good effort there by Mathis Henley, but nobody was along the front line. Everybody, I think, kind of crashed backwards a little bit, and now another timeout called by South Tama. 2-point lead.
Yeah, so it was 16-5. We were really in command.
Yep.
And Vinton-Shellsburg put on the heat. It's 19-17. You know, Darvin, I've been coming to volleyball games for a long time, and this one referee, he's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, so this is Dave and Deidre Moore. They're father-daughter team, and I remember them from baseball seasons or softball, I believe.
Yes.
They've both refed or umpired together in that arena, and here they are again. I think they might have even done basketball as well, although I don't recall them doing it together.
I don't remember that, but I certainly remember, and I've seen her a lot too. So.
All right, South Tama comes away with a point now, and they lead by 3. Ashley Finch serving now. Up the middle to Erickson. Here's Gloria Mullen. Defended well by Clemenson, and the block kind of drops down in a dead spot for South Tama. And
I think we had a body in the way that.
yeah. Welsh, big swing. And it's gonna be called. The initial call was a point to Vinton-Shellsburg. The players all motion like, I don't know.
I think they thought it was tipped.
Okay.
but I think she called it out.
Right. That stays with Vinton-Shellsburg. Now serving for the Vikings, number 6, Ashlyn Murray, another captain for Vinton-Shellsburg. And Dave Moore there, the official, talking things over with Coach Rowie.
Not sure what they're gonna.
A bit of a long pause there in the action. We'll see who can kind of come out and get ready to score. Here's the return off the serve from Vinton-Shellsburg, and it's Gloria Mullen dropping one in.
So Darvin, did they just replay that play? Is that what they did?
It must have been.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's what they did.
Macy Welsh serving for South Tama. Erickson sending it up the line, and she gets it located along the sideline for a kill. Good looking shot there.
Critical time for here. We need a point.
Peyton Clemenson serving now. Little one-hander there by Gloria Mullen. Punches it over. Returned by Vinton-Shellsburg. Beck setting up Mullen. Into the back line. Now Erickson in that corner. And nobody home in the back side there.
Boy, she dropped that right in.
She did. Not really a really hard hit, but
No.
very well located.
Right.
21-20 now. Trojans lead dwindles to 1. Just at the right time. Vinton-Shellsburg kind of cresting in their comeback here.
That's quite a comeback.
Yeah, it is. Finch returns it over to Vinton-Shellsburg. Erickson on the shot. Mathis Henley keeps it alive. Mullen passes it over. Big swing by Cervantes.
Oh, wow.
And the block up front there by Vinton-Shellsburg shuts it down. Tie game, 21-21. All the momentum feels like it's on the Vinton-Shellsburg side right now.
It is, and this is our first tie of this game.
Mullen right at Clemenson. She digs it out. Meek back to Mullen, off speed.
Ooh.
Popped up by Shavala. And now passed over by Shavala over the back of her shoulder.
Oh, gosh.
Rolled around at the top of the net. Now on the South Tama side, Mullen. Kill error there, goes into the net.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say right now.
I know.
It's quite a comeback for
Yeah,
Vinton-Shellsburg.
and now this is their first lead now,
Yes,
22-21. All the way back from 11 down. Good shot there by Gloria Mullen. Trojans have some rope
life
to work with, and if they get the win, though, it's going to be at least 4 sets. So they've got to kind of dial it in for the long haul here, given that Vinton-Shellsburg won the first one. Mullen into the net again, and now it's tied.
Oh, they're
No,
ahead by
one, excuse me. Ahead by 1, 23-22.
Yep.
Kenna Kurth serving for Vinton-Shellsburg. Back to Cervantes.
That was a good hit.
Strong hit by Cervantes, but it was dug out by Murray. Mullen off the double block. Murray in the back line picks it up. Erickson will fire. Good defended there by Finch. And Beck kind of two-hand passes it over, and it goes out of bounds. And now we are at set point. Mullen, long,
Ooh, that hit.
and it found a way, found a corner. Clutch attacking there by South Tama's Gloria Mullen, and she will step back to the line. Trojans trail by 1. And Mullen rolls it right up the middle to Johnson. Erickson into the block, and that will do it. Erickson's attack in the left corner gives the second set victory to Vinton-Shellsburg, 25-23. They won 25-18 in the first set, and now they go to a 2-0 lead here, best of 5 at South Tama. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with the third set here in Trojan Country.
Get on the plane, I'll pick you up. The sun will rise. Welcome to my desert home. We're right on the way, free as birds. Sweet summertime. Stay by the sea till the dawn. Come around, I'll show you all the places that I know. Meet my friends, I'll take you where the sunlight meets the shore. Come around, we'll rent a car and drive from coast to coast. 100 miles until we dive into your favorite song. Lie on the sand, look up to the sky. Hide from the blue. Happiness you never knew. Your hair in the breeze. Big palm trees. A drop on your tongue.
Welcome back live from the Roundhouse. It is the start of the third set here. South Tama trailing 2-0 against Vinton-Shellsburg. Set number 1 ended with a score of 25-18. Set number 2, 25-23. A really good start to the second set. South Tama was clicking right along with several attacks falling. It wasn't that it was a lot of errors or anything on the part of Vinton-Shellsburg. It was just good, strong play up front, and Vinton-Shellsburg kind of found a gear and got back into it.
Yeah, I mean, I sat here and watched it. Like I said before, South Tama led as much as 16-5,
Yep.
and Vinton-Shellsburg just came back on them and got it tied at 21-21 and then 22-22, and so got to come back on this set. They can still pull this out. They can get 3.
Yeah, we came back. We took it to 5 sets against Williamsburg. That's not been an entirely new thing for South Tama, but we've seen matches where the focus just kind of fades a little bit, and the kind of mental pressure of having to do a comeback can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, that second set really surprised me. I thought we had it.
I thought we did too.
I don't know.
So starting up front for South Tama, it's going to be Mary Kate Frakes, Jeanette Cervantes, Gloria Mullen. Natalie Meek, Ashley Finch, and lining up to serve first is going to be Skyla Beck. So a little different rotation here. Frakes usually is our first server. And there's Beck serving, returned by Vinton-Shellsburg. We're underway in this third set. Here's a big shot by Mullen. Just overpowers Julia Johnson along the back line there, and ricochets out of bounds.
That's another good start for South Tama. Student section gets up, and maybe here we go.
Second serve by Beck. Chavala into the double block. Good defense there by Cervantes and Frakes. The return kind of falls apart on Murray, and it goes out of bounds. 2-point lead now. Here's Beck, service error, gives the ball back to Vinton-Shellsburg. Their first point comes off an error. Now Julia Johnson serving. Low serve right in the middle.
Was.
Dug out by Finch. Off-speed tip over by Cervantes.
Setting up.
And there's Murray in that corner. Kept alive. South Tama sends it over. Murray set by Walton and Clemenson.
That was a hard, long hit.
Yeah, she just kind of put everything into it, and it went out of bounds, out the back door there.
It sure did.
Gloria Mullen stepping over to serve now for STC. And she'll come away with an ace. Goes right at Allie Erickson on the back line, a sophomore. Only sophomore on this varsity roster I see here. And ace will go to Mullen here. 4-1, South Tama leading. They led all the way until kind of the 20-point mark. Another ace for Mullen. 5-1 now. This time her serve dug out by Kurth. Murray able to get some space between the South Tama block and the net, and just kind of slides it down in between there for a point. Now Walton, the setter, serving for Vinton-Shellsburg. Cervantes just rockets one up the front.
She did. That was a nice kill.
That was all height. That was, I mean, the angle she had on that one was just so severe that there was nothing the back line could kind of do to get in front of it.
Yes.
There's Cervantes again. She's serving now. Kurth free balls it over. Beck setting up Frakes. And again, that two-player block, that's been I think that's been a sticking point. From the games I've seen South Tama play, we struggle against a very disciplined frontline defense. We see a lot of points scored on kind of blocks back into the South Tama side, and
That's a good observation.
Erickson has to go off her back foot out of bounds, and it will be 4 touches against Vinton-Shellsburg. Point to the Trojans, and they've got a little lead here. A 4-point lead, up 7-3. And Erickson. Trojans doing a good job blocking there. Beck and Welsh. This time Bro and Welsh, and they get one to go down.
Yeah, South Tama was starting off strong this third set.
Mary-Kate Frakes serving from the right side. Walton. Johnson passing it over. Beck. Little fingertip shove over there by Welsh, but it's good enough for a point. 6-point lead now for STC. Frakes serving. Erickson now in the corner. She got the last point to end that second set, and she gets her first kill here in the third. Addie Chavala coming on for Vinton-Shellsburg. For Julia Johnson, the libero. And the serve from Clemenson will be an ace as she overpowers the backline defense for South Tama. Drops for a point. Clemenson again. This time it's dug out by Mathis Henley. Bro returns it. Now Erickson attacking from the right corner. Mullen digs it out, and Bro has trouble in the left corner getting her attack to go over the net. (9-6) now. Officials want to do something to adjust the net. Something's kind of off kilter there, so attend to that before the next serve gets off. Clemenson serving. Cross court. Dug out by Mathis Henley. Bro sends it over to this Vinton-Shellsburg side. Erickson. Her return goes into the net. Rotation coming in for South Tama. It's going to be Ashley Finch coming in for Paisley Bro. Shavala kind of has to pass it over, and some kind of net violation called against Vinton-Shellsburg there. Ashley Finch's serve, returned by Shavala. Back to Mullen. And she gets one to drop right in front of the middle hitter there. 6-point lead for South Tama. Not very different from what we saw in the second set.
I know, I'm afraid to say anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
For fear.
Mullen shot picked up by Johnson. Here's Erickson now over top of the double block. Good save. That was Finch on the dive. Shavala splitting the defenders, and it goes down for a point. 12-7. Kenna Kurth serving for Vinton-Shellsburg. Beck to Welsh. Almost had it there, just
Yeah, it was close.
3 inches further inside, and it would have been a point for South Tama. Out of bounds call makes it 12-8. And the senior Kenna Kurth, second serve coming here.
Oh.
The serve there by Kurth was, I don't know, it hard to say if that would have fallen inbounds or not. It could have. It wasn't definitely going over. Mathis Henley had to try. She tried to get out of the way, but turned the wrong direction, and it just hit her and went out of bounds.
Something you won't see very often.
No, no. The return from South Tama off of Kurth's serve goes out of bounds. And Kurth on a little bit of a serving run here. She gets an ace that time. And here they are again. Vinton-Shellsburg back to within 1. South Tama giving up a lead early. And a timeout called.
Yes, it's kind of deja vu of set 2, but
right.
not quite as dramatic.
A reminder, we're going to have the homecoming parade live from our Facebook feed on Thursday night at 6, and then it's the football game against Grinnell, the Steve Kriegel Memorial Trophy game as well, Friday starting at 6:30 with a pregame show. So tune in if you can't be out and about this weekend. Hawkeyes out there looking to rebound after a tough loss to Penn State last week. That was a tough one. Yep, yep.
That was hard to watch.
A lot of talk going on around the state of Iowa about the future of their program and some discontent. And we'll see if Ferentz and company can kind of right the ship.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, out of this timeout, South Tama still leading by 1. Kenna Kurth on a bit of a run here at the service line. Kurth serve returned by Macy Welsh.
That's nice by Welch.
Just a little puddle jumper over there,
Yes.
just over the net, and it drops into the hole for a point. Here's Macy Welsh now serving, and she goes away with an ace. Right back at Kurth, who had gotten, I think, 2 aces her last serving rotation out. Welsh now from the right corner, drops it into Johnson. Good work there by Cervantes up front, shutting down the shot by Chavala. And now Vinton-Shellsburg is going to talk it over. Oh, pardon me, I did not have the camera out wide there. Apologies.
So South Tama's on a little bit of a run again, so.
Macy Welsh serving out of the timeout. 4-point lead. Here's Beck now setting up Mullen. She attacks from the left corner. Tracked down by Johnson, and now Erickson's return is good. Oh no, it's going to be called.
It's too long.
Too long. Trojans up by 7. Erickson over the top of Beck. Her attack picked up by Mathis Henley. Mullen sends it back over. Erickson passing over to the South Tama side. Cervantes off speed, drops it in the middle. Erickson now sends it back over, and she's good on the attack from that right corner. See here, I'm going to kind of on the fly try and get us some results from South Tama's Williamsburg cross country meet today. The boys and girls were over at the Williamsburg Recreation Center for their second trip to Williamsburg this year. Williamsburg had an early bird meet. I think it was the second meet of the season for them, and they're back there again today. There's a point for Vinton-Shellsburg.
I missed what that was, Darvin.
Three-point lead for South Tama. Welsh comes out of the game for Finch. Here's Allie Erickson serving for Vinton-Shellsburg. Finch passes it over. Walton setting up Murray, and Murray gets the attack to go from that right corner.
You could see that one coming.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Walton was
Set
squared
her
up
really
right,
well.
right where she wanted it. Yep.
It's been kind of a game of momentum.
It has been, absolutely. Erickson's second serve.
Ooh.
Big swing there by Cervantes, but the block was in place and effective. Murray and Walton got up there and sent it back to the South Tama side. Point to the Vikings. 1-point lead now for STC. Has Vinton-Shellsburg led this set, Anita? There's an attack there by Mullen.
No, they have not, Darvin.
So again, almost right where we were last time. It wasn't as big of a lead, but South Tama has kind of paced this set, leading up until, well, they're still leading. So it's, you have to be determined, but there's a return by Adi Shavala out of bounds. And Ashlyn Murray finds pay dirt again in that right corner.
Yeah, Vinton-Shellsburg has not led in this set.
Tip over by Beck. Ball goes high in the air. Murray taking a running jump at it. Good defense there by Frakes to Cervantes. Cervantes with a one-handed dunk over.
That's just pretty when she does that.
Yep, looks very solid.
Yes, it is.
3-point lead for South Tama. Trojans trailing by 2 sets though, so they're gonna have to win out the rest of the way. They're gonna come back and get this one. Mullen. I'm not sure if you technically classify that as an ace, but the serve bounced off the middle defender there, and it went out of bounds straight away across the net. There's Mullen again serving. Murray up the line, picked up by Mullen.
It's a good dig. Oh, just missed.
Paisley Bro firing away in the left corner, and it goes into the net. Sydney Walton serving now for Vinton-Shellsburg. Ball passed over by Skyla Beck.
Nice
Clemenson.
block.
Frakes to Erickson in the back line. Murray attacking again. Picked up by Mullen. And Bro off the hands of Clemenson and Kenna Kurth, and it goes out of bounds. Point South Tama, 21-17. The momentum at this juncture kind of pushing South Tama's way a little more than it did in the second. So we'll see if they can kind of ride it all the way to 25. Kurth, her return picked up by Cervantes. Clemenson tips it over to Frakes. One-hander by Bro. Here comes a shot from Murray. Good dig there by Gloria Mullen. One-hander by Kurth. Beck for the dig. Light pass over there by Welsh.
Oh, just a miscue there.
Beck and Frakes collided along the front. And it tips out of bounds. Long volley there goes with a point for the Vikings. And they get the ball here, trying to come back into this one. Welsh, big serve, or big swing. And it goes long and out of bounds.
Right idea, just a little too hard.
Yep, yep. Ashlyn Murray serving now for the Vikings. Heads up play there by Peyton Clemenson, right in the middle. The return came straight back up the middle, and Clemenson just dunked it over for a quick point, and now it's a one-point game. Timeout, South Tama.
It's kind of have, both these matches have gone. They've just,
Yep.
we have the lead, we seem to have the momentum, and then Vinton-Shellsburg sneaks right back into it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, it's been 2 sets in a row that's been the case.
yes.
And here out of this timeout, Vinton-Shellsburg with the ball and the serve. They've got their captain, Ashlyn Murray, behind the line serving. And she fires away. Frakes.
All right.
Kill
so
air into the net, and
that's
they
our
were tied up.
first tie of the game.
First tie of this
set.
third set at 21. Welsh just gets it inside
Just got it in.
that
was good.
sideline. Keeping South Tama moving here, 22-21. The Trojans up by 1.
Nice serve.
Frakes sending it over. Erickson against the double block, and it just kind of went off the hands of Macy Welsh a little sideways there, and Paisley Bro had to kind of sprawl out to try and save it, and drops for a point. Tie game again, 22 all. Bro attacking, picked up by Murray. It was a good look by Murray, but nobody was there in the front corner, and it dropped for a point, 23-22. Ashley Finch will go back to serve now for STC. And it's an ace for Finch. And Finch's ace sets up set point now. Trojans taking the hard way around here, and a timeout called by Vinton-Shellsburg as they're going to chat things over. They got a 2-set lead, but South Tama led for most of this.
Yes, we've led the whole way until we got to 21.
I got to ask you tonight, I'm seeing some South Tama kids come in with softball uniforms on, and I don't know why.
Huh.
We got one of Chelsea's little girls down here with some softball stuff on. I just saw another kid, a high schooler, come in with some softball stuff. I don't know if they're doing, I don't know what they're doing.
There was a fall league in Grinnell playing.
Here's Erickson firing into the South Tama back line. Welsh off speed,
nice
and Welsh
job.
gets it to go. South Tama wins set number 3, 25-22. The Trojans find life here in the third. And we might be in for another thriller here. South Tama against South Tama against Williamsburg not long ago. Won their first set, dropped the next 2 to Williamsburg, and then kind of pushed back after it really seemed like the entire momentum was in favor of the Raiders. They kind of pushed back and got the last 2 sets to go. So it's going to have to be different, or going to have to be the same type of thing here. A little bit different circumstances, but going to have to be the same kind of focus in this last two sets. We'll be right back after a little break here with set number 4, live from the Roundhouse. Welcome back live to the Roundhouse. We are ready to start set number 4 after South Tama closes out what ended up being a very dominant third set. They led nearly the entire way. They let Vinton-Shellsburg back into it, but they kind of pushed back and closed it out at the end there.
Yes, Vinton-Shellsburg never did have a lead in the third set. So they did tie it twice, but so here we go.
So we're ready to go in set number 4, and we'll see if the pressure gets kind of put back onto Vinton-Shellsburg here a little bit. I mean, they've got the benefit of the 2-set lead, so they can close it out here if they get a win. But it's just kind of that mental game you play
Yes,
with
it is.
who's feeling the pressure and who's kind of dialed in. First serve for the Vikings going to be Julia Johnson. She serves it over. Skyla Beck setting up Mary-Kate Frakes. And Murray will score first for Vinton-Shellsburg as she goes over the top of Paisley Bro and dropping it in. Back to Bro.
That was a quick pass
Right back
over.
to South Tama's side. Yeah, Frakes to Erickson in the back line. Clemenson dropping it in the middle.
It's a nice dig by Meek. Ooh, that was.
Bro on a hard shot up the middle. Murray swinging hard from the right corner and a whistle. Maybe a double touch there. Yep. 2 taps on the South Tama side. Point to the Vikings, and now they're leading 2-0. So slow starts for the Vikings in set 2 and 3. They get the first 2 points here. Little push over by Welsh. Murray. Hard shot up the line, dug out by Mullen. Now Bro, and her shot is out of bounds. .3-0 lead for Vinton-Shellsburg as Julia Johnson steps back for her 3rd serve. Snakes it right to the back line. Natalie Meek returning. Walton, the setter, getting it to Murray. Floater by Welsh.
Wow.
Good diving save there by the Vinton-Shellsburg defense. And Bro has to kind of get out of position to get to the front of the net. And it'll be 4 touches against South Tama. Johnson serving again. And the attack by Murray is good. Early timeout here by South Tama.
Murray's had 13 kills tonight.
Wow.
According to the board up there. Gloria Mullins had 10.
Yep.
So, wow. She's been pretty dominant.
Next up for these 2 teams, South Tama will be in action on Saturday. They go over to LaPorte City for the Union Invitational Tournament. Over there, they're going to see Beckman Catholic, Central City, Central Springs, Edgewood, Colesburg, Gladbrook, Rhinebeck, Tripola, and Union Community. For the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings, they have a tournament as well. It's going to be the Waterloo Columbus Catholic Invitational Saturday. BCLUW, Clear Lake, Columbus Catholic, Don Bosco Catholic, Independence, Marion, North Fayette Valley. There's a point to the Vikings. North Tama, Sumner Fredericksburg, Waterloo West, and Waukon are the slated teams there. Several ranked teams, I think, if I recall right, in that field. That'll be pretty competitive. 2 quick points here for Vinton-Shellsburg, and they're out to a 7-0 lead. Kaylee Brown coming on now for South Tama. She's going to rotate in for Gloria Mullen. Good swing there by Paisley Bro. The official whistling Coach Rowie over to talk something over. I'm not sure what the call was there. It's going to be Mary Kate Frakes to serve.
Wow.
Big swing there by Peyton Clemenson. Goodness. South Tama not ready for that at all.
That was a big swing.
Frakes checks out. Mathis Henley comes in. Punch over by Bro. Picked up by Johnson, and now Murray attacks hard, but Mathis Henley diving to the ground to save it. Good swing there by Paisley Bro. Brown and Bro coming out of the game for Mullen and Finch. Now Finch serving up the middle. Clemenson firing up the center. Mullen to return. A little collision there on the Vinton-Shellsburg side. Beck setting up Mullen in the left. Good dig by Johnson. Murray misfiring into the net. Point South Tama. Ashley Finch serving now. Trojans trailing by 5, 8-3. Welsh off the hands of Ashlyn Murray, out of bounds. Point South Tama. Finch's second serve coming up here, lined up right in the middle. Right to Kurth. Has to kind of step back to keep it alive. Sent back over to the South Tama side. Here's Mullen against the double block. The kill is good.
Got to come back going on, Darvin.
Pulling to within 3. South Tama trailing early. Pull that back here. Finch's serve right to Erickson. Miscommunication there by Vinton-Shellsburg. Clemenson
sure was.
thought she was going to go for a fake, and there was nobody home in that right corner, and it just dropped for a point.
Yeah, they did not communicate that at all. Good for us, though.
Right. Still a 2-point lead for Vinton-Shellsburg. What has been a game of runs in each set. Murray getting one to go from the left corner.
It certainly has been a run, a set of runs.
The times where the score has been close, it's not been that they've kind of jockeyed back and forth. It's that one team comes back onto the other one. And that volley will end up with a point for Vinton-Shellsburg. Too many touches on the South Tama side. Murray serving for Vinton-Shellsburg. Mullen, good again from the front left corner. Macy Welsh serving for South Tama. Cervantes returning it into the middle of the defense. Little push over there by Clemenson. One-hander by Mullen, sends it to Vinton-Shellsburg. Tip over by Erickson. Kenna Kurth over top of the defense. Received by Finch, now setting up Mullen for an attack. Kurth saves it to Erickson, but the block, Cervantes and Beck We're right there with the defense. 2-point lead for Vinton-Shellsburg. Gloria Mullen on the dunk over. Sending Macy Welsh back to serve again for STC.
It's a nice block.
Kurth
Oh,
free balls it over to the South Tama side. Here's an attack from Mullen. Ricochets off the forearms of Peyton Clemenson, and that rattles all the way back to the out of bounds area on the back line of South Tama. Wells serving again for STC. Trojans in there all pink out here tonight.
that's our first lead for this set.
Early comeback for South Tama here in set number 4. They win set 2, 25-22 after dropping the first two, so all do or die the rest of the way here for the Trojans. Erickson sends it into the double block. Ball goes over to Kurth on the other corner, and she fires one over for a point.
Oh, wow.
One-handed save there
was-
by Jeanette Cervantes
It was a good
with
save.
Beck on the floor. Back on to Vinton-Shellsburg side. Addie Chavala times her shot just right and floats it over the two South Tama defenders for a point. Vikings back up by 1. And Gloria Mullen gets one to go in the left corner. Frakes will check in for Mathis Henley. And now serving is Skyla Beck, the junior. Chavala attacking the corner, and her shot goes out of bounds. Beck serving again. To Kurth. One-handed free ball pass over by Erickson. Drops for a point, and they're tied again, 13 all.
Yeah, this has been 1, 2, 4 ties this time. Oh,
Ball pinballs around on the South Tama side, kept alive, sent over to Vinton-Shellsburg. Erickson, now back to Mullen. Sent right back by Chavala. Frakes, right to Murray. Cervantes was right there with the answer and the block. So Cervantes working that middle hitter position now, kind of for the first time. She had been on the outside for much of the season up to now, and she steps in for Kaylee Keene. We haven't seen Keene at all tonight. I don't have any indication that she's injured, but just kind of a different rotation for Coach Rowie. And
So it's
she's
tied
kind of handled
again.
herself pretty well. We're tied again at 14 as Allie Erickson comes back to serve for Vinton-Shellsburg. Cervantes off her back foot, puts it out of bounds, 15-14. Cervantes keeps it alive in front of the net, but Chavala was right there to dunk it over.
they've got a score of 14-16.
Paisley Bro passing it over to the Vinton-Shellsburg side. Walton, the setter, setting up Murray. Big shot there by Ashley Murray. She connects and pushes Vinton-Shellsburg lead to 3. Allie Erickson serving now for the Vikings. Going to be an ace as the return by Mullen goes out of bounds, and now a 4-point lead for Vinton-Shellsburg.
Ooh.
So the Vikings they led early. South Tama comes back into it, and now Vinton-Shellsburg pushing back right around this 20-point mark again.
Yeah, South Tama was able to tie it at 10.
After trailing, I think 7-0, maybe early, if I remember right.
Yeah, they were 7-0. Time to dig in, South Tama.
Kaylee Brown coming in for South Tama, rotating in for Mullen. Erickson serve out of this timeout. It'll be returned by Paisley Bro, and she connects for a kill and a point. There's Murray in that outside hitter position, connecting. Clemenson comes in for Chavala. Johnson steps back to serve for Vinton-Shellsburg as they lead by 4, 19-15. For Johnson. She's had a couple good runs here tonight at the service line.
Yes, she has.
Pretty accurate server. A lot of low serves. This one comes in right on the kind of biceps of Kaylee Brown there, and she picks it up. South Tama returns it over. Big shot by Murray, right to Brown. And Gloria Mullen will now check back in. Another serve from Johnson. Lead widening here for Vinton-Shellsburg, 21-15. Walton setting up Clemenson. And ricocheting does not make its way over the net for South Tama as Frakes kind of dove out of position. There's South Tama's boys cross-country runners. Just
they are back.
Looks like they're fresh off the course. Now Welsh setting up Bro. Her shot picked up by Murray. She fires along the sideline. Pass over
nice
by
volley.
Frakes. Yeah. Murray passes it over. Beck setting up Bro. One-hander into the middle. Johnson digs it out. Walton to Clemenson. Diving save by Meek and Beck. And the shot by Meek, I think, from the left corner goes out of bounds.
That was a hard hit. Nice hit by Mary Kate.
Trojan boys taking second place at the Williamsburg Invitational, 66-60. Tommy Tynisma and James Brandt finished first and second for the Trojans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's Frake serving now, 23-16.
Whoa.
Murray, hard shot
Good
into the
dig.
back line, picked up by Meek. Bro sends it back over. Clemenson off speed. Tipped up by Beck, and now Bro again, but she throws it into the net. Mathis Henley comes back on. Could be the final moments here for the South Tama seniors on their home court. Walton serving. Welsh sends it over. Big swing there by Murray, and she gets it to go. Final score, set number 4, 25-16. And so that will do it. Here at the Roundhouse, Vinton-Shellsburg prevails 3-1. The Trojans fall to 11-15 overall. Vinton-Shellsburg gets their first win in a little while, moving to 13-19 overall. Trojans have one more crack at a WaMaC win next Tuesday at Benton Community. Benton Community a little bit higher ranked on paper. I don't believe they're ranked in the girls union rankings, but a little bit higher seated in the WaMaC standings in Vinton-Shellsburg, so that would indicate maybe a little tougher task, but you never know. You never know how you kind of find a team if they're kind of locked in or where they're at with their season. And but we will have that coming to you, Tuesday night, usual time, I think 7:30 start for the Varsity over in Van Horn. And that should do us. Thank you again to our sponsors. They include Berkwood Village of Tama Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark Wesson Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Webbers, TFD Photo and Film, and the Charlie Townsley Memorial. Any final thoughts from you, Anita, as we kind of get ready to wrap up here tonight at the Roundhouse?
Oh, just 4 sets of lots of momentum, and just, I don't know if it was miscues or how Vinton-Shellsburg dug their way back in, especially that second set. Yeah, so just got to keep trying, and we did get that third set, which we looked pretty good on. So,
all righty. Well, that does it. We'll hope the South Tama Trojans can kind of rebound. They got a busy weekend on Saturday. They'll be over at Union Community. If you're free, don't have anything to do, go cheer on the Trojans on Saturday. Lots of homecoming stuff coming up this week. Thursday night, the parade. Friday night, the football game. We'll be there for it all, and hope to see you out and about in Trojan country. Thanks for being with us tonight, and we will see you down the road. For Anita Townsley, I'm Darvin Graham. Have a great evening, Trojans.